Hey guys, welcome to UKbigchubs Mounjaro Journey. I'm Nigel. Why do I call myself UKbigchub? Pretty basic. I'm from the UK. I'm a big chubby guy, and that just works for me. Before starting my journey, I've always been a big guy. I'm a really body positive guy. I don't necessarily believe that to feel good about yourself or to feel positive, you have to be a certain size or a certain weight, etc. So you're maybe thinking, so why are you starting a journey if you feel so good about yourself mentally, etc. But for me, it's more about the pain I'm getting in my joints for being so overweight. I suffer from quite bad sciatica, so I get sciatica flare-ups, which if anyone suffers from sciatica, they know how painful that can be. And I'm 52, so unfortunately I'm not getting any younger. And whilst the mind still feels like a 20-year-old, the body really does feel like a 52-year-old, especially with the aches and the pains. So I really want to concentrate upon in my journey, I want to concentrate on body positivity, health, just real talk, to make this channel a supportive space where I share my real life experiences using Mounjaro, whilst embracing body positivity at every stage. My channel isn't about chasing perfection. It's about health, confidence, self-love. No matter your size, I'm documenting the highs, the lows, side effects, victories, and lessons as I work towards better health while celebrating the body I'm in today. What can you expect from this channel? Honest weekly progress updates. I say weekly, realistically it's going to be 1 to every 2 weeks. Body positivity conversations of self-acceptance, candid talks about mental and physical changes, lifestyle, routines, food choices and realistic habits, support, encouragement and a judgment-free community. If you're on your own journey, whether with Mounjaro or not, you're welcome. Let's just get happy, healthier and confident together, one step at a time. So I took the plunge a month today to order my first Mounjaro pen. I have to tell you, my starting weight was actually 33.2 stones. So that's pretty big, 33 stones, 33.2 stones, or 466 pounds, or 211 kg. Extremely big guy. Like I said, I'm happy being big, but I need to now think about my health and take responsibility for my health. Initially, it started, I had a massive sciatica flare-up, one of the worst that I've had in a long time, and the after effects of the pain and the inflammation lasted for about 3 weeks. It felt terrible. I felt in a really bad place. That did affect my mental health. It obviously affected my physical health. It was so bad I went to see the doctors out of hours. He suggested maybe getting tested for fibromyalgia. I spoke to my own doctor about that. He said it's very difficult to diagnose fibromyalgia and maybe we should do some full blood tests and we should look at eliminating other things. That made total sense to me. So I arranged to get blood tests, typical NHS style. I had to wait 3 weeks just to get my blood test taken. Then I started thinking about weight loss and injections and thinking is this something that could help me, and the risks involved and the side effects, etc. I watch a lot of videos, like I'm sure a lot of you have on YouTube, all from different people, all on different stages of their journey. And for me, it was almost, I watched one video which really hit home to me, or two videos actually. The first one being where a lady had gone to the doctors on the NHS. She was a very big lady, and she'd been diagnosed with cancer, and they wanted to operate on her. But unfortunately, they weren't willing to operate on her because she was so overweight. And I'm like, wow, that could happen to me, and that's really scary. So that was one. And then when I looked more into the weight loss injections, I was looking, of course, there's always risks involved, and there's side effects for all of us, whether from no side effects to massive side effects or just 2 or 3 side effects. But then I have to have a realistic conversation and be like, what's the risk of me being, let's face it, clinically obese? And like, the risks for taking the Mounjaro pen were like there, but the risks for me being clinically obese are there. So they far outweigh the risks. So initially I thought I'll wait until I get the blood tests done in 3 weeks' time. And then I'll make an appointment with my doctor. That will take another 3 weeks. So I'll leave it probably 6 weeks. And I'm like, no, I'm just going to start. And then it was initially, oh, well, should I start? We've got Christmas coming up. Should I start after Christmas? And straight away there was that voice saying, yeah, but there's birthdays, there's Christmas, there's always a celebration, there's always a Monday. Let's start Monday. And we've all been through weight loss, and Monday never comes, or we always make an excuse to delay starting. So I just thought, no, I'm going to order the pen. So I ordered the pen. I was so nervous. I went through the application, took the pictures, gave them all my details. I was so nervous. I got accepted. I paid the money. I had to go privately, unfortunately. Well, good and bad. Unfortunately, I don't qualify under the NHS. The guidelines in the UK are quite strict. You have to qualify for at least 4 out of the guidelines that they expect you to be suffering from. And ironically, I actually have a friend who's also a large guy who actually suffers from all 5 of the symptoms what are set out on the NHS, and he's still struggling to get it on the NHS. So I'm like, if he's struggling, I'm never going to get it. So that's why I've gone private. Can I afford to go private? No. Really, I can't, because we all know how expensive the pen is. But then I started weighing up the fact of how much do I spend on food, not just food, but how much do I spend on takeaways? How much do I spend on that posh coffee if I go to Costa or Starbucks, and that muffin and that cake? How much do I spend on those takeaways, on the McDonald's, the KFC, the fish shop, etc., etc.? It's like all these things, all this junk food. And like, when I actually worked it out, I was actually spending more probably a month on junk food than I would do on the pen. So it just seemed, well, if I want to lose weight anyway, then just cut all that stuff out and try the pen. So that's what I did. So the pen arrived. I was so nervous, so nervous. I think I just sat there staring at the box for about 20 minutes, watching a few videos, how to inject the pen, how to take it, where's the best place to take it. So I decided to take it. My first injection I took in the bottom of my tummy. Lots of people on videos asked, oh, is it painful? I'm scared that the needle's going to hurt. I had exactly the same feelings. To be honest, it's like I followed the instructions 100%, and I was like, I didn't even feel the prick of the needle. And I was like, did this actually even work? Okay, I think it worked. We'll see. And this is really strange about the food noises, because lots of people say about they'll get them within 2 or 3 days, or within a couple of weeks, or even a week. Everyone's different. I appreciate that. And whether it was psychological or not, but I actually felt the effects. I took my first injection at 11 o'clock in the morning, and I felt my effects literally about 5 or 6 o'clock in the afternoon. I wasn't feeling hungry, and I just wasn't getting those food noises, which was so bizarre for me because, as a big guy or a big woman where we have lots of food noises, it's the fridge is always calling out to us, the cupboard's always calling out to us. Emotionally, we want to eat. Maybe when we're happy, we want to eat. It's just what we do. And if you're somebody who's never suffered with like excessive food noises, then you just don't get that. People will think like, oh, you're so big, or you're clinically obese, etc., and you're this, you're that, you're just greedy, etc. And it's not always like that. So that's where I tend to focus more on the body positivity. But no, for me, the food noises almost stopped instantly, which was just amazing. It just felt like pardon the pun, but it felt like a big weight had been lifted upon me. So I took the injection. All week, I had no desire for chocolates, crisps, biscuits, takeaways, none whatsoever. I'm not following any particular plan, no slimming plan. I'm just cutting out all the rubbish. And one strange thing I did notice, I never enjoyed breakfast, I'd never enjoyed lunch. I would have a big meal in the evening, and then snacks, biscuits and crisps, etc. And then if I woke up, sometimes I suffer with insomnia. For the last month, my sleep has been perfect. Before that, I would once or twice every week be waking up 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, normally with back pain as well. Wake up, and I have to wake up, maybe take something to ease the pain in my back, but literally staying awake for an hour in the evening to let the pain subside before I can go back to bed and try to sleep again. So my sleep patterns were all over the place. But in that hour or so, whilst I'm awake, watching rubbish on TV or YouTube, etc., I'm there. And for me, it was always milk, cheese and biscuits. And I would just sit there at 3 o'clock in the morning on my own, eating rubbish. Strangely enough, after about 3 or 4 days, I actually did wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was so nervous because I'm like, oh my God, my back's hurting me, I need to get up. I need to go through the normal, let's be awake for an hour, let the pain subside. And there was no desire for the pint or glass of milk, or the cheese, or the biscuits, or the chocolate. It just wasn't there. So it just felt really strange, just sitting there just watching YouTube at 3 o'clock in the morning. So that was actually really good. So I went the whole week, no food noises, fantastic. Took my injection on the Thursday. The following Thursday, I weighed myself. I was so surprised. In my first week, I'd actually lost 14 pounds, or 6.5 kg. I'm very old-fashioned. I tend to work in pounds and stones, so if I get the kgs wrong, forgive me. I'd lost 14 pounds in my first week. I understand, being a big guy, I expected a reasonable loss, maybe of 7 or 8 pounds, but I wasn't expecting 14 pounds, like a stone in 1 week. So that was amazing. Today is my full month on Mounjaro. Away today, I'd lost another 5 pounds. In total, over the 4-week period, over the whole month, I've lost 1.5 stones, which is 9.5 kg. I'm so pleased with myself. I'm so quite emotional, but quite pleased that I've started this, because not only has it stopped the food noises, it's actually changed already the way I think about food, the way I feel about food, and what foods I'm eating. Like I said, I'm never somebody who would eat breakfast or lunch. I would just have a massive meal in the evening, and then it would be snacking all evening. That's just gone. Now I actually want to have breakfast, I want to have lunch, and I want to have my dinner. So I'm having 3 square meals a day. And that's what they recommend, 3 square meals a day and maybe a healthy snack. That's easy on paper, but to put into reality for myself or lots of people, that's so difficult. Because I found before, when I did try to have breakfast, for me, I would just be hungry all day, and I would be eating all day. So my way to be not eating all day constantly was just to only eat in the evening. But now I can have 3 square meals, not have food noises in between. And yeah, it's fantastic. I'm just like really pleased with it. So, and I guess my idea for my channel, and for me starting up my YouTube channel, is there's lots of people out there who are, I'd say 16, 17, 18 stone, and they want to get down to 10, 11, 12 stone. They need to lose 4 or 5 pounds. I'm not taking that away from them whatsoever. But I'm a guy who starts off at 33 stone. That is a hell of a lot of weight. So my journey is going to be a long journey. And if I think about it too much, it's almost quite frightening of how long my journey will take. But I haven't actually got a goal weight in my mind. I've actually got, within that month, I've already seen little tiny rewards, small rewards, which are so important. What rewards I've seen? Already I've seen my clothes getting baggier, which is good. It's going to cost me a fortune in the future, I guess. I've seen getting into a car a lot more comfortable, sitting down, watching TV, going to a concert. We went to a concert last week, which was fantastic. Every time I go to a concert with a friend, I'm there. After half an hour, I could feel my belt cutting into my waistline. It's so painful. And I have to make the excuse to stand up, maybe use the bathroom, because I just need to move because this belt is cutting into me. That wasn't there anymore. So again, that was another win for me. So it's like I'm really counting all the little wins along the way. In respect of my like inflammation has gone from 10 being the worst to 1 being no pain. It's gone from almost like a 10 to a 3 or 4, which is amazing. Obviously, being clinically obese, people don't particularly want to talk about that in a positive manner. It's normally in a negative manner. But I don't want to talk about it in a negative manner. I want to talk about it in a positive manner, and what's positive for me and what may be positive for you. But like I said, my main reasons why my body positivity isn't enough is that I want to enjoy life. I want to go to the theatre, the pictures, enjoy a plane journey. The list is endless. I also want to decrease, obviously, the pain in my joints, my sciatica pain. Also suffer from sleep apnea. Read and saw on YouTube that pain can be very good for helping people with sleep apnea. I have high blood pressure. Hopefully I can get my blood pressure sorted out. There's also, I haven't got this, thankfully, but there's also the risk of fatty liver, heart disease, and many complications what come with being overweight or clinically obese. So, and also the fact I'm not getting any younger. I'm 52 years old, so like I said, my mind's 20, but my body feels like it's about 80 sometimes. But this last month has been brilliant. So this video is for the people out there who are like my size, or even maybe even bigger, or they've got a lot more to lose than 4 or 5 stone. They've got 10, 15, maybe even 20 stone to lose, and that's a huge mountain to climb. But we have to start somewhere, don't we? So like, that's me. I've introduced myself. I've told you about my journey. It's my first month. I think the only thing I could say to you is, don't be scared to start the journey, because we all have to start the journey somewhere. This video has been quite emotional for me, so I'm really trying my hardest not to like get upset, because I guess I've been saying that a lot to you out loud, and I know a lot of people will see this. Some people might judge me, think, oh, but you're a big guy, and like, you should eat healthy, you don't need this, etc. But for me, I really do need it, because it has literally just flicked a switch for me where I don't get food noises. And another strange thing for me, what has actually happened, is with turning the food noises off, I'm actually generally starting to like foods that I've never even liked before. I mean, look at me, I'm not a guy who eats salad regular. I'm not a guy who's going to eat fruit and vegetables. I'm not interested in that. I was interested in the cakes and the crisps and the biscuits and all the rubbish food. But with that food noise is turned off, I'm no longer interested in crisps or biscuits or any rubbish like that. But I'm actually really interested in enjoying like salads and healthy food. And lots of protein, of course. Protein's so important. For lunch the other day, I had like a chicken salad with a little bit of feta cheese, and like, it felt so good, it felt naughty. I picked up a salad the other day from a local supermarket. It was knocked down in price. I thought, that's fine, I'll eat that, because it's like today's date, it's fine. And it had olives in it. I cannot stand olives. I didn't realise I was eating the salad, and I was like, oh my God, this is so tasty. And like, what is that peppery taste? And I realised it had olives in it. And I was enjoying olives, so I'm actually like, there's certain food types what I never used to like that I do actually like now. And over the last 4 weeks, I've probably been to a supermarket 4, 5, 6 times to stock up on like fresh salads, fruit, vegetables, etc. Whereas before, I'd always order my food and have my food delivered. Also, this time of year, going into the supermarket, there's cakes and there's biscuits, and all this Christmas food everywhere. It really doesn't bother me. It's just, I see it, but it doesn't click. I just look at it and just think, I don't need that. I don't even want that stuff. So I'm getting excited about salads and fruit and vegetables. So yeah, that's amazing for me. So yeah, I've lost 1.5 stone in 1 month. I'm going to carry on my journey. I'm quite fortunate that me and my bestie, who I love dearly, he started a week after me, so we could support one another on this journey. My housemate, he also started the journey, but without the pen. He also said that he's finding it a lot easier, because he's not seeing me eating lots of rubbish. So there isn't that temptation there. And he's lost 9 pounds naturally, just by eating very similar food to what I'm eating. So there just seems to be so many benefits there, and having that support system there. But if you haven't got the support system there, then like, feel free to message me, ask me anything you want. I'm not a shy guy. Like I said, I'm a very body positive guy. There's nothing you could say that's really going to offend me or embarrass me or anything. But yeah, that's my channel. I will update. I'll try to update once a week, but let's be realistic. Life gets in the way, vacations, Christmas, etc. So I will try at least once every couple of weeks to update a video. Anyway, thank you for joining. If you really enjoyed the video, then click on the link, maybe buy me a coffee. I'll make sure it's a low-fat coffee, of course. And yeah, subscribe. So yeah, take care. Bye.